At the moment, Isha has eczema on her neck, on her front. I assume she's got it on her back as well, and she's got it on her legs and her feet. So it's pretty general. The skin is very leathery. Her face looks a lot better than it was when we first met, which is good. That seems to have calmed down a little bit. And how is she getting on with her sleeping?
Varies. Not a full night's sleep.
Yeah, last couple of days she was very, very bad. Down. Okay, I'm sorry.
I think if we focus on the treatment to cool her down a bit more, and also to try and prevent or help the itch.
Serene brews up a new cocktail of 6 herbs to soothe and heal Aisha's skin. It includes calendula, bolota, ephedra, humulus, chamomile and marshmallow.
Although she is still obviously troubled by itching, she has calmed down just so much.
She also makes a couple of creams to help with the skin. For Aisha and her parents, the jury's still out on whether herbs will help them crack this most difficult medical condition.
2 hands.
The herbs have helped, but it's a slow process. We just hope, rather sooner than later, that she gets better.
Today, we know more about herbs than ever before. Dozens of remedies have been analysed. But how good are the tests? And what do they prove? To find out, I consulted Professor Edzard Ernst, the UK's first professor of complementary medicine.
The science in herbal medicine is as good as any science in alternative medicine. I know of clinical trials in herbal medicine which compare favorably with clinical trials in pharmacology or any other area of medicine.
Ernst told me that there had been hundreds of trials on dozens of commonly used herbal remedies. So, for instance, to my surprise, there's no real scientific evidence that ginseng helps with mental alertness, or that evening primrose oil helps with menstrual problems. They've been through clinical trials, and they just don't work. There isn't even any solid proof that echinacea helps to boost the immune system or fight off colds. Yet, using the most rigorous criteria, Ernst has found overwhelming evidence that some herbs do work.
There's jolly good evidence for at least a dozen different herbal medicines to help in specific diseases.
These are what have been called the super herbs. So, there's St John's wort for mild to moderate depression. Black cohosh, that helps with the effects of menopause. Devil's claw, and that helps to act as an anti-inflammatory and helps with joint pains. Garlic can reduce cholesterol and decrease your blood pressure as well. Saw palmetto, that one can help men with enlarged prostates to urinate better. Hawthorn can help with heart conditions. And horse chestnut can help some of the symptoms associated with varicose veins. These herbs have been proven to work. They've been through clinical trials that are just as rigorous as those used for conventional drugs. And there's the amazing ginkgo. Ernst and his team have found there's solid proof that it really can help people like Michael Campbell suffering from cramping conditions in the legs. But it may also help with tinnitus. It may even reduce memory loss in some people. Of course, none of this means these are the only herbs that work. They're merely the ones that have been tested.
I'm sure that out there are dozens, hundreds perhaps, of treasures to be found within the plant kingdom. I'm absolutely convinced that this is not the end. We will continue to find very effective treatments from plants.
But there's something more. What's causing real excitement is not that herbs work, but how they work. Unravelling this could just provide answers to some of the most difficult medical conditions of the 21st century. One place to start this inquiry is back in South Africa, where scientists have been looking very closely at how herbs work. I'm at the University of Johannesburg, and here they're doing research into how Sutherlandia works. And they're coming up with some amazing things that could have huge implications for how other herbs work. Now, Carl, I know that you've been studying Sutherlandia. What exactly are you doing here?
Trying to isolate certain molecules from Sutherlandia, trying to separate them.
He said one group of chemicals had particularly caught his attention. They're known as flavonoids.
They contain molecules that have been shown to be active on cancer cells and also on HIV infection. So they're not trivial molecules, but there's a mystery here.
What's puzzling is that flavonoids are very large molecules. So large, they don't easily pass through a cell membrane. So they should be impossible for the human body to absorb.
So although we know that the flavonoid contains chemical structures that have got proven, highly relevant pharmacological activity, the mystery is how do they get into cells?
The mystery caused Albrecht to think again. Could it be that Sutherlandia's apparent efficacy was a myth, and that the human body can't absorb the active part of the plant? Albrecht wondered if he'd missed something. Then he had another thought.
The interesting thought that has arisen in our research is that there's another family of molecules called the saponins, or the detergents. They're soap-like. Just to give you an idea, I've got some of the plant material here in water. There we go. Shake it up. And you'll see.
That's what you get with hot water.
I got a warning about that one earlier on, but look at that. It's forming a soap layer. And the idea that arose, couldn't it be that these saponins are acting on the membranes of the cells to allow the membranes to take up the flavonoids?
Okay, so flavonoids might be able to help with something like HIV and AIDS, but flavonoids can't get through the cell membrane in human beings, so they shouldn't really be having an effect just by eating the herb. However, there's another substance which is like a detergent, and that can change the structure of the flavonoid and mean that it can cross the cell membrane.
Not so much change the structure of the flavonoid, but change the structure of the membrane to let the flavonoid go through.
Okay. In short, what makes a herb like Sutherlandia special